Hi, welcome to Queer Reality Tarot. My name is Ro, and today I want to do a reading that's in honor of this Friday, the May 1st. Let's see, what's it called? Let me get the name right here. Full flower moon in Scorpio. So I'm not an expert at all. I just have been hearing people talk about the experts talk about the astrology and what this means, and it feels like there's always like another big event. Um, and where it's like, when is there not a big event as far as astrology goes? But I feel like it's really speaks to there's just a lot of change right now. Things are moving really fast as we kind of transition out of an old culture and into a new culture. It's like a new era of uh, life on Earth, new era for humans too. Um, so kind of the gist that I've gotten. So Scorpio is, as far as this is what people have said, I don't actually know anything, is that the Scorpio energy doesn't do things half-assed. This is like we go for it. This is, oh, and I was talking with my friend about how, sometimes I feel like we're just puppets to the planets when you're feeling a certain way and then you look at the astrology and you're like, what the heck? Do I even have will? But basically what it is that when the planet's in a certain way, we can either catch that wave and like go with it, or we can try to swim against the current and, as my friend said, get your ass toppled, um, bang into coral or whatever, how it lose your sense of what's up, what's down, or we hop on the wave and we just go for it. So, so this one is about what truth needs to come out. What is that thing that you've been just doing just to keep the peace around you? Um, or what like type of emotional baggage that you've been carrying for a really long time are you really, really ready to let go of? Like this is not a half-assed event. And if we resist, I think it's going to be kind of crunchy. It's going to feel funky. And it is hard. It involves bravery and courage to really speak to the thing that we've been kind of hiding, to really lean into it, is really scary. But if we catch that wave, go with the role of the astrology is, it's just going to move us to a whole nother landscape. I also want to mention before I get into the readings is that if you're in the Eugene, Springfield area, that I'm doing Saturday market readings. So you can email me or, yeah, if you have my phone number, you can message me. If you want to reserve a tarot reading, let me know. They're about 20-minute slots. Um, okay, let's get into the reading. So I'm going to cover up what these cards are. Let me put rocks over these. I need another rock. I have so many rocks. Okay, because I don't want you to think about what the tarot card is. I want you just to more take in the image. So this is going to be reading one, this will be reading two, this will be reading three. So without thinking too hard, noticing which card you're most attracted to, this one has the Egyptian, I mean, if I remember this correctly, it's like an Egyptian god, Naat, I think is their name. Like I want to say Naat or something like that. But they like protect us and have the stars in their body. They're kind of like the cosmos in human form. We've got the phoenix, a lot of cosmos energy. We've got the moons, 3 full moons, really beautiful. So that's going to be the first reading. Here's the second reading. We've got some kind of a red bird of the water. Looks like this kind of queen goddess energy. There's a heart, very focused heart symbol, that the Holy Trinity within a flower. My spouse always reads these on his phone, and so he asked me to describe these. So here you go, honey. And then this is the third one. We've got like an alligator, a crocodile down here. It's a kind of more of a masculine figure, masculine energy. Actually, kind of looks sort of gender liminal to me. There's a moon and it looks like a north star and a raven. Once again, we've got a lot of stars. All three of these are very, very star heavy. So go ahead and pick one, the one you're most drawn to. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with these folks. Reading one. This will be reading one, reading two, reading three. So reading two will set you aside. Reading three will set you aside. Okay, and let's get this card back in the camera. Okay, so I'm going to take the rock off here in a little bit, but first let's get your cards. So I'm going to do 3 cards for you. So thinking once again about what truth is ready to come out. In what place of your life is there sort of like a misalignment that you're just weathering in order to keep the peace? And you know what? I'm actually, oh, let's see, we've got one card here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm feeling the urge to go ahead and expose this. So it's basically like what needs to die. You got the card one was the death card. So what needs to die in order to make room for new growth? Got the Knight of Emotions as like a bonus card. Okay. Okay, so let's go and do these 3 cards. You got a bonus, and I'm still going to do the 3. So you got Knight of Emotions or Knight of Cups, Queen of Inspiration or Queen of Wands. Whoa, this is upside down. So Queen of Materials. So just kind of making note that was upside down. You got 2 queens. And then turning this, noticing that was upside down. You got 3 of materials. So as far as what needs to die, boy, oh boy, this is definitely has to do with a relationship or relationships. It's really interesting because we've got over here, we've got the Knight of Emotions, which is commonly known as sort of like the romance card. The Knight is dedicated to something bigger than themselves. So there's this kind of like heroic, um, yeah, like a really strong kind of divine. I think of it sort of like divine masculine, but maybe that's just for me being in my humanness. But yeah, this just like beautiful, sacred, romantic energy. So that's you got the romance card, and then the other side, you got the 3 of materials, which is being in collaboration with others. So you can see like it's like almost like 3 heads are better than one. And each of these bands that are being braided is what they bring to this. So it's a very beautiful, like intimate collaboration. So you've got this romance card on one end, and you've got this collaboration card on the other. And then you have 2 queens in the middle. And then once again, like thinking about this is the death card. So thinking about a truth that needs to be told. So it seems like the death of that lie, that fall, or the abandoning yourself, the death of that needs to happen. And the queens, so this one, the Queen of Inspiration, and remembering this one was upside down. The Queen of Inspiration, I love the symbology of this because we have the moon, they have their eyes closed. You can really feel that they're going within, like their inner wisdom, but then it looks like they're touching a pyramid. And these pyramids and the jaguars on the rock, even though this is the element of fire, inspiration or wands, we've got a lot of earth energy here. Like a lot of this is like the bridges to the cosmos and the 3-dimensional, like the earth plane. We've got this kind of in between place, this beautiful, like bringing those 2 sides together, bringing that intuition that connected to the cosmos, aligning with the 3-dimensional, the earth plane. So the Queen of Inspiration is about that inner creation, inner knowing, inner like it kind of feels a little bit like the image or the if the magician and the the priestess had a baby or something, their baby would be the Queen of Inspiration. It's very much about coming into a grounded sense of what you want to create, what you want, like what do you want to be have in your life. So like taking time to really think about what it is that you really want. And the fact that this was upside down, it was coming into here, another queen, this tells me that maybe you felt like you're not really getting paid attention to as much as feels like would be in balance or in alignment. The story of this card is this is actually you. See this little person in the corner? So they are putting up like a poster, almost like a movie poster of their life, like all the ways that they've given, that they've nurtured. It's kind of like the queen of materials. It's like the mother, the energy, the one who feeds you and houses you and takes care of you and makes sure, and it's something we need to do for ourselves as well. So it usually always comes down to ourselves with these tarot cards, but needing it to come back around is, and thinking about it being in relationship, it could be that it's a little bit off balance, like you're giving more than you're receiving as far as that kind of care and tending energy goes. So what I would say, and it's interesting, this is such a repeating theme for us humans, but I would say to really, your kind of like your prescription is to really feel within, get really focused on what, if you've got your magic wand in hand and letting go of how it needs to look on the earth plane. You have your magic wand in hand, write down as a spell, like spelling a spell, the ways in which you want to feel in relationships, in your close relationships. Because this card could also be family. So it's like who you are the most intimate with, basically, is what these are. And so getting clear how you want to feel in those and how can you come into balance? What would be a way you could come into balance within those relationships where it feels like you can show up in a nurturing way, but you're also receiving that nurturing. And that any of those relationships that aren't fitting into that, it might be time to let them go, cut them loose. Okay. Okay, so group number two, we have this beautiful card, and I'm going to go ahead and take the rock off so you can see that you got the Queen of Cups. And this is the one that I'm going to just pull it up to the camera here for those of you who are on your phone. You can see the beautiful symbols. So as I shuffle here, we can talk a little bit about the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups to me is, it's kind of, if you think about the divine feminine as being the full spectrum of creation, the Queen of Cups is like the full spectrum of feeling. Oh, you got a bonus card too. The full spectrum of feeling into your emotions, letting them flow, being cautious of them being blocked. I have this one deck that shows, it looks like this beautiful being that's under the ocean that takes up so much space. Like it makes me think of the feel that it's also like being, even though there's all this emotion and this full spectrum of feeling and movement, and it comes and it goes, there's also like the gravitational pull at the bottom of the ocean, where even though there's so much action and movement, there is this like heavy, heavy, heavy groundedness at the bottom. So that's the energy we've got bringing in here. What's being asked to really be the medicine for you, or what can happen is this full spectrum of emotion. So let's get a little more context here at the cards. Okay, so we got the Chariot. It was upside down. That's your bonus card. And I'm going to draw 3 cards. Oh wait, I didn't do my stacks. Okay, well, I could tell it was that one right away. Okay, so we're going to do 3 cards. Strength coming in. Oh wow. Oh, another collaboration card. Oh wow. This is beautiful. I really love the Chariot and the Strength cards. So the Chariot card, and knowing that this was upside down, both of these were upside down, it's wow. Well, and it's funny, we've got the collaboration card. So maybe I'll start with that. Yeah, it's hard for me even to know where to start. But yeah, I think we'll start with this. So this is a collaboration card. So this is kind of like three heads are better than one. And with this deck, we have three of materials. Materials would be pentacles in a more traditional deck. Excuse me. And in this deck, the black stripes mean creation movement, like movement within the material world. And so each one of these people is bringing a strand, like a rope, and these are being braided together. So this is something related to, there's something in this with collaboration. So just putting that out there first. The Nine of Voices, or this would be the Nine of Swords in a traditional deck. This is the card of sort of like that which keeps you up at night. So there's something that, and it's so interesting because the question we're asking here, right, is what what untruth are you kind of holding inside to keep the peace? Or what is something that you know needs to happen? You really want it to happen, but it's just you haven't gone over the hurdle. Well, this card, the Nine of Voices or the Nine of Swords, this is about that which keeps you up at night. So the thing that your brain is perseverating on, keep thinking about, keep thinking about. The medicine is to remember how held you are and to soften into inner knowing. We've got the moon, full moon. But anyway, so we've got something in collaboration, something keeping you up at night. And then we've got this Queen of Cups card here, which is to allow yourself to feel all of the emotions. It's sort of like extreme, it's like emotional, makes me think of like emotional art, like emotional painting, if you were just to totally let loose and let all the things out. So if there's something blocked, the medicine in that is to really let yourself feel. If when you're up at night, maybe there's something you need to get out. Like maybe if you could cry or rage or write something out, something that is kind of like trapped inside of you to be able to release that and move this through. And then the fact that these both came like this, we're upside down, and we've got the Chariot and you've got the Strength card. So for the Chariot, you can see how this person, you see those little black dots, they're really harnessing the energy of these horses. There's a lot of energy. It's coming out of their solar plexus, these light rays. There's their third eye, or kind of like North Star. It's kind of like between their third eye and their crown chakra. There's a star right up there. Their eyes are closed, so they are going within. They're being guided from within. It requires balance because if you are too much on one side or the other, it might throw you off. But there's this you're coming into a very, very strong, fiery energy of movement forward. So that's so cool. And then we have the Eight of Strength, which these two are next to each other in the tarot. We've got seven and then we've got eight. So the Strength card, this person, they're holding an infinity symbol. And there's a full moon. We've got a full moon again. And we've got a pyramid. So there's that connection to the earth and that like the bridge between the cosmos and the earth. So this is like a very quiet internal knowing strength. So these are so well balanced because this one's very energetic and movement forward, and it's hot. Like look at this colors. And then this is cool. This is cool inner knowing, inner strength, inner guidance. It's very these are like just so perfectly balanced. Like, oh, I feel like I've never noticed these cards together like this before. So whatever is going on with you, the thing that's keeping you up at night, it seems like it's something relational within in collaboration. This could be family, this could be who you live with, this could be work, people at work, or somebody people you're doing like a project with or something. And so we're really bringing this like let the emotions go through you and really coming into this balanced strength as far as what you want to do, what you want to do moving forward. Okay. And then we've got our third group here. So group 3. And so just reminding you through that's group 3, um, that we're asking what is it that is ready to be something that you're holding inside to keep the peace, or something that you've just kind of been ignoring. What really wants to come out? What's ready to that cycle, the time you've spent, the energy it's taken, you're ready to let that go, to come clean. Ooh, you got the Fool card. That's what your overarching card was. So the Fool, this card is about brand new beginnings. It's about um, sort of like I think of as like a childlike wonder, enthusiasm, willing to just step out into the unknown. It's brave. There's this one tarot historian or tarot person in Eugene, I can't remember his name, but he was saying how, and I've read this actually in tarot books about the history of tarot. The Fool card actually, before it got given 0, it before that historically it was actually right before the World card, which I love so much. So basically the World is the final card in the major arcana. It's considered like you've done it, you're leveling up, you're entering a whole new world. That first you have to become the Fool. So instead of like, oh, I've done all these things, now I'm an expert and I up level into the next reality, it's more like I've done all these things. I've learned so much, and now I need to get humble. I need to get childlike. I need to open my idea. I need to let go of wanting things to look a certain way. Like this can be sort of like thinking outside of the box, being open to all possibilities, because when we're kids, we don't already have an idea of how everything should go, right? We're really open to how things might be. But it's guided by this North Star. And so it's also, and we've got the wisdom of the raven, and there's a butterfly right here on this rock. So there's a lot of transformation, new life. So wow, what a beautiful way to start your reading here for the new or the full moon in Scorpio, full flower moon in Scorpio. Do you like the sound of the shuffling cards? I find it peaceful. Okay, let's shuffle these together. Okay, 3. Okay, we're going to go with this one. Okay, so we're going to draw 3 cards here for, oh my God, are you kidding me? That says every single person has gotten that card today. The Queen of Emotions. And somebody got this as a major arcana. So this is coming in like this. Okay, this is interesting. We got this card because there was a card that caught my, oh my God, and there it is. Okay, feels like that confirms that. This card caught my eye and wanted to come out. And then I was like, well, if it comes up again, then it was meant to be. But this card is very similar. And then there it was, just hovering, ready to be pulled. So, okay, so the Fool here. So we've got this like new cycle. So this is the energy of you stepping out into a whole new, I mean, really, it kind of feels like it's already the world, like as far as stepping into a whole new reality, um, kind of surrendering your ways of thinking how things should be. So kind of like setting your brain thinking it knows everything to the side here. But what we got here, the common theme here, so we've got something in collaboration. If we think about something that needs to be let go of, this is actually a very, very clear reading. So this card, the Three of Materials or the Three of Pentacles, this is about working in collaboration. We've got 3 heads stacked up, kind of like 3 heads are better than one. And in this deck, the black stripes mean movement, creation in the three-dimensional. So each of them is bringing one of these strands or like ropes, and they're braiding together. So this is the thing that needs to be said or let go of is something related to those you are in collaboration with. And this could be family, who you live with, people you work with, people you are part of a project with, um, yeah, like community things. So something in collaboration. So both the Seven of Voices or the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Voices or the Ten of Swords in a more traditional deck. So these are connected to the feeling of somebody. This one's like feeling stabbed in the back. You can see they've got sort of a dramatic pose, like, oh, woe is me. So Ten of Voices, part of this is it's feeling stabbed in the back, and it's also an invitation to not get too stuck in that. Like there can be a little bit of dramatics, like, you could probably let that go. But there is an energy of being stabbed in the back. And then the Seven of Voices, this is the card of kind of like deceit, like somebody was two-faced is how it lands for you. You can see we've got kind of the light side on that side, and you turned upside down, it's kind of like this hidden sort of evil or something. So this can be like trickery, secrets, somebody wasn't who you thought they were. I keep getting kind of nudged towards like double-faced, or somebody, something doesn't quite feel like it's as this as it might you'd like it to be, or as it might seems. That's the basic meaning of the card, is deceit, secrets, something that maybe looks better than it really is. What I pops into my head is like something that's two-faced. Somebody's been two-faced. That's how it feels. So there's something within a relationship that doesn't feel good. I think this one was upside down. So Queen of Emotions, this card is about, if you think of like the full spectrum, if you think of the Divine Feminine as like the full spectrum of expression, this would be that within emotions. So the full spectrum of emotions, all this movement, and think about how big the ocean is. There is enough room for all of the emotions. There's enough room for everything, the calmest of the calm, the wildest of the wildest. And so the Queen of Emotions just really holds that down, is all of that. And there's a person here, a human, walking along the coastline. And so to me, I can really feel the size of this being as strong as like the whole ocean, like the gravitational pull from the earth on the ocean. So this is the fact that there's this card where it's like, yeah, feeling stabbed in the back, and you want to be careful that doesn't like kind of calcify in you. There might be just some emotions that you need to feel and allow and work through. I mean, it could be that something really bad did happen, and that it is time to let that relationship go or that collaboration go. The fact that we have the Fool card and then you've got this Queen of Emotions, it feels like there is like a new cycle. And so with you, as far as how you do feel emotions, express emotions within this collaboration. So this might be that you experiment with saying something different, expressing yourself more, or maybe you work on it within yourself and you don't express it and you walk away. But this definitely seems to be that there's something relationally that you need to emotionally kind of unconstipate yourself. There might be something you need to move through, and to really feel into that gravitational pull, like how heavy and grounded you are with all the emotions that can happen, that how you're this very much a grounded one. So maybe that's part of it too. The fact that this was upside down, it feels like something was rocky, and that part of the medicine here is to bring it into this kind of like more heavy, holding, big ocean way. Yeah, and then with the Fool energy, just doing what you can to kind of think, let go of your mind a little bit and kind of have a little bit more openness and childlike wonder. So maybe it feels like there's a little bit of, if you can, maybe not take it quite so seriously. If that resonates with you, like I don't want to be flippant if there's something where it really, really has hurt you. But I mean, it almost feels like it can be two different things. It could be people who they feel stabbed in the back and they can let it go, or it can be something kind of more serious, like you need to, there's something not right here. But if you, whichever one you are, if you come into that place of holding it down for yourself, maybe holding it down for others emotionally, letting all the emotions to be felt, let them pass, let them go, and open yourself up to a brand new path, either with the same relationships or with totally new people. But whatever it is, it's going to be changed forever, whether with these people or it's going to be new people. That's what I'm getting for you. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I hope that Friday does what it's supposed to do. I hope you jump on that wave and surf it out instead of paddling up against it. Um, but acknowledging that that's not always the easy way to speak up, speak our truth. So good luck. Okay, sending you lots of care. Bye.